Hello and welcome to this week's Health Tech Hour with me, Steve Roest. Each week we bring you the best news, views and interviews with the leaders, clinicians, sports people, journalists that are changing the face of healthcare in the UK and beyond. As regular listeners know, I am a founder and CEO of a health tech business myself, which is called PocDoc. And PocDoc has revolutionized how we can screen for heart attacks and strokes with our Healthy Heart Check, which is now the #1 diagnostic test on the high street in the UK. And if you want to get it, you can go to Boots, you can go to Superdrug, you can go to any of these places, and it will give you your cholesterol levels, your heart age, your overall risk of having a heart attack or stroke, all in 10 minutes just using your phone. And thank you very much to PocDoc for all of the support. So, on to today's show. Before on to today's show, thank you very much to everyone that's listening. We get downloads now in over 50 countries every week, including Brazil, which is quite relevant for my guest today. And we really appreciate it. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. If you're listening on UK Health Radio live, we love being live on UK Health Radio. Thank you so much, Johan, for the live platform. And if you are watching this on my Instagram channel, thank you. This is where we put the best clips up. It's at Steve Roest. And obviously, if you're listening on your podcast channel of choice. So, on to today's show. Today's is a super special show, and I'm super excited about today's show. As some people know through other channels like on LinkedIn and Instagram, about 10 months or so ago, I started doing jiu-jitsu, and I was lucky enough to be accepted into a gym in Geneva, which was run by my guest today, Igor Araújo. So this is the first time that we've had a professional fighter on the show. We've had an Olympian on the show before, but that was in heptathlon, which is completely different. So it's a real honor to have Igor on the show today. So Igor is an absolute legend of the sport and a champion martial artist, a former professional fighter in the biggest promotions in the world, including UFC and Bellator, UFC being the largest by some way. He's a 4-time European Jujitsu champion, and he's my coach, and also, really importantly, he's also my daughter's coach, and my daughter absolutely loves going to the gym here. So Igor, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, Steve. Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me. Let's have fun.
Yeah, let's have fun. So I want to kind of move around a little bit today. But I'd like to start because you were born in Brasilia. Is that right?
Born in Brasilia, Brazil, the capital.
Is it okay? And what was it like? We're a broad church. We've got listeners from 50 countries who have like a really wide range of interests. So can you paint them a picture? What was it like as a kid in Brasilia when you grew up
Brasilia
there?
is like it's a nice city. It's different of everything. So normally people, when you think about Brazil, they talk about beach or I don't know, sun and everything. Brazil is kind of like more buildings, a lot of cars. There's not much to do. Okay. So it's pretty hard for people. When I was born there, I loved there. But people, when you come there for the first time, nobody likes it. So it's not the best city in Brazil, but I loved there.
Okay.
And, I had a childhood. I was there till my 15. Okay. And then I have to go to Minas Gerais. Okay. But I grew up there in Brasilia. I had a crazy childhood there.
What was it like?
Nice. It was nice. It was very nice. We were like till 11 night on the street playing around all the time. Yeah, that time was not that violent. Okay. Not violent, but it was a very violent childhood that I had because we had to fight in the street like every day, but for fun. Okay. That was kind of our lifestyle, and but it was like a different violence that we have today. Today's things changed a lot.
So is it like like kids wrestling and kid fighting, or was it more serious?
Yeah, it was punched in the face and everything. I remember one time I fought a guy. We fought for an hour there. Me and this kid were playing football. Everything started in football, soccer, and then. We always finish fighting because that ball is mine, now it's yours, and then things start. Then it just goes. I fought this guy for 40 minutes. I had the cops around him, everybody watching, even his mama was watching, and say, "Let's go, man." It was, but that was my childhood. Was really good.
And how were your parents with that kind of like?
Yeah, my parent, he was a bad alcoholic, very, very bad at this time, so he was never around. So I had to grow by myself a little bit. My mom was there, but I have a brother and sister. So it was like kind of me and God. I was always like, I had to take care of myself all the time. So that's why I think so. It was pretty intense for me because the other kids, they saw that I didn't have a father around me.
Right.
And then they went to straight away every time Igor. And then thanks, I could protect myself. I could do it well.
And were you training in jiu-jitsu at this point?
No,
or like what happened?
No, that I tell the kids in the gym, Ryan and all the students that I have, that if I had jiu-jitsu at that time, I could be the king of the neighborhood, but I didn't. So I had to do things by myself, get some stones sometimes,
right,
and throw in people because they are bigger than me, stronger than me. But I could always protect myself. I could find a way to do it, but it was hard. It was hard at that time.
Do you think that your kind of that experience, was that unique to you, or in that time, in that place, did lots of people have that experience?
You know, in Brazil, we grow up like always fighting. We always fight. Now it's different because now everybody has guns, knives, that's the violence now. For us, it was like a way to build your character, you know what I mean? So it was good. I miss it. Sometimes I tell my boys, you never fought on the street, you're missing something, because that time was really good. Like it was like we could fight, and half hour later we are together and having fun and say, I won the fight. No, you won. Okay, so let's next time. And today things changed, but I don't know if they still do that. But when I was a kid there, it was like almost every day this kind of situation.
And your first love was football, is that correct?
Yeah, I love football.
Was it? But is it so as an English person growing up, watching World Cups and things, and just seeing Brazilian teams be just like almost like these gods, you know, like we have this romanticized ideal that everyone in Brazil just plays football the whole time and things like that. Like, what was it like?
Yeah,
is it like that?
We love, I'm a Vasco da Gama supporter, so we used to fight because some guys, they say, your team is not good, but my team is better. So we fought for everything. Okay. And it's nice too, because when I came here, and what you do, like in the airport, you play Brazilian, they see the passport, you play football? No, jiu-jitsu, what it is.
Really?
Then we had to explain what was it, because when I first came here, we had few jiu-jitsu professors, but not like we have now. But it was like at the beginning, things were starting, and because at that time Brazil was all about football. And for me, it was amazing. You know, I was watching the World Cup, all the matches, all the football games that I could watch, I was watching. And it's still my passion. My two kids, my three kids, they all play football. Yeah. And we love football there. But I think like now the jiu-jitsu passed football a little bit in my heart.
In your heart. Yeah. And when did you start? When did you start doing jiu-jitsu, and did you know about it growing up, or like how did you first encounter the sport? Yeah,
at that time we have a lot of jiu-jitsu in Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, but we didn't have in Brasilia. Okay. Have a lot of capoeira. Okay. Had a capoeira there, but not jiu-jitsu. And
capoeira is more like dance fighting, right?
It does, but it's fight. Also, we have some good capoeira fighters too, you know. Okay. But they all, in the end of the day, they go to jiu-jitsu too, to do both together. But capoeira is like, you get good skills when you do it, you know, fast thinking, this kind of thing. Okay. So it's not only a dance, because I know some guys, they can fight hard, they just do capoeira. Right. You know, but but it's not like jiu-jitsu. But at that time in Brazil, we didn't have. So what we do, we used to watch these Roest Grace tapes, VHS, and try the things on the street. Seriously? So that was the jiu-jitsu we had.
Really? You were just doing it?
Just doing this kind of things. Because it was hard to have it. We didn't have internet, no YouTube, so you had to do things by yourself.
Was this in the 90s? This was probably
till 2003, 4. It was something like that. And if you, I want to do jiu-jitsu, you have to go somewhere else. Rio and São Paulo, but I couldn't afford the life there, so I was in Brasilia doing this thing, playing football at that time.
Professionally, or?
No. I was a young kid, 14. Even the football in Brasilia was not that big. Politicals are big in Brasilia. Not football at that time. You had two teams, and they are not that good. Okay. They were playing the fourth league, something like this. Okay. I don't know. It was quite bad, but I was playing. And then my father got sick, and he had to go somewhere. We went to Minas Gerais.
Is that another place?
Another state. Okay. We went to Patos de Minas, the city of my mother, because my mother had to send us to live with my grandmama, because we were completely broke.
Oh, really?
At the time, so we had to go there and restart the life there. So I played some football there for a few years, and then I went to army. And then at this time, I was all about fighting. I was playing football, but I didn't like it anymore. But I was all about jiu-jitsu for me. I was trying to find a place to train, but we didn't have. And then I don't know. People start talking about jiu-jitsu, but in a good neighborhood, it was quite expensive for me.
Okay.
I couldn't afford it.
Was it considered at the time to be a kind of a thing that you did if you had money, jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, that was expensive sport there.
Oh, was it?
It's still expensive, but now you can train everywhere. You can go everywhere and train, but at that time you couldn't. So it was pretty expensive. I remember day one that I watched the training, and then I start training. It took like 2 years to have money to pay for my first month. And the first month that I could pay, it was after my father's death, because he passed away. And then the government sent us some money, and then I bought my gi with this money.
Wow.
This money I went straight to buy my gi. That I touched it. And then I ordered my gi, and the week later I was training jiu-jitsu.
Do you feel like, and we can come on to like mental strength and mental toughness, like that upbringing, that experience, that's must have created a huge amount of resilience in you, like that's unbelievable. Like
that's it, believable. Because you have to believe to go far. It's like you have to make the unbelievable believable. You have to trust, because we Brazilians, I always tell people, like they say, American Jiu-Jitsu, European Jujitsu, this. But if it was for the Americans, Jiu-Jitsu would not be anywhere like we have today.
Right.
Because the Brazilians, we can, we have also some good wrestlers, good sambo guys, good Jiu-Jitsu. But we, the Brazilians, we went everywhere to teach.
Yeah.
We ate the bread that is smashed by devil, that we say in Brazil.
It seems to me, as a beginner in the sport, even, that a lot of the good gyms or clubs are led by Brazilians all over the world.
Yeah, it's still
like
because
the kind of
we
spread.
You have this in the blood, and the way we teach, but the toughness we have, like when you go. I was talking with somebody last week. He told me, I told the guy, good family. He's living in Germany. I told him, why don't you come to Geneva? Your father wants you to live here. He told me, no, I'm in Germany. If I come here, it's going to be hard. I don't have my friends. And the movie was in my head, like, man, I came all the way from Brazil. I came here, I had $14 in my pocket, no place to stay. And no, I don't know what future was holding me.
So we'll get into that. But what's really interesting, I think, is when you, and I'd love to get your thought on this, but a lot of people that have had really incredible success in a particular thing, like you have within your sport, often have a series of traumatic events in their history that they've had to overcome that creates this kind of like a mentality that I don't know what it means, like just this incredible mental strength.
It's like you have two ways to go, or the bad way or the good way. You are going to learn good things and bad things, and the way you transform them for you is up to you. You know what I mean? So of course I could have gone to the bad way, but I choose the good way. I saw so many bad things when I was a child, when I was a kid, that I want the day that I have my kids, I want them out of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm doing good now.
Yeah.
And I could transform. I think I drank twice in my life.
Oh, really?
And I don't like alcohol, I don't like beer, I don't like whiskey, no wine, nothing. Because I see how bad this kind of thing can be for somebody, So I transform the bad in good.
Yeah.
And some people, when they have bad things, they become bad, and they think that the excuse is the life you had before. But I don't think, I didn't see things this way, And I think not only myself, but a lot of people from Brazil, they are like this, because you have a bad life, you have a hard thing, not bad life, but tough life.
Difficult.
Life is always good.
Yeah.
But you have tough life, but you can make it good. You know what I mean? You can be positive even if you are inside a negative thing. So that was my goal. When I was there, I had all the ways, the keys to open the bad doors, but I never did. I was always like, I think all my friends, those in Brasilia, the only one that never did drugs in my life.
Right.
They went, because I went to Minas, when I came back, they were all in heavy drugs.
Is that right?
Some of them went to jail, some of them were dead, some of them were the rehab. And Igor,
what's the rehab? Sorry.
Rehabilitation.
Oh, rehab. Okay.
Rehab,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So they went to rehab, and then they were like, hey, listen, Igor, you never did drugs? I said, no. Never smoked, no. And they were like, man, you're crazy. And they were all afraid of me because I could beat them up now. I couldn't turn it my way, but I didn't.
Okay. So
I was all about to be good, to use it for good.
That's amazing. And so at what point after you got your gi, you started to train? Because there's training and there's training hard. This is, as I see it as a beginner in the sport, there's training hard, and then there's this incredible leap, like not unbelievable, huge leap.
Crazy.
Even thinking that you could be professional. How did that transition
I'll tell you
happen?
something, Steve. I was like, since the day one, when my father passed away, I remember I got this gi, and I never did something in my life think it's gonna be just my hobby.
Okay.
I always think it's gonna be my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I was playing football at that time, I was thinking about how could I get a professional football player, but I was not that good.
Right.
So I went to Jiu-Jitsu. The first day I've got my gi, I remember when I got this gi, I said, I'm going to be a champion. I'm going to go to UFC one day. I'm going to be a black belt. And my brother was like, you sure? I said, yeah, I'm going to do everything. The day one, I remember that I used to train.
Day one you said that?
Day one, since day one, I was like, I remember because I got my gi, and then I went to train there in the small city. The training was 2 times a week, 3 times a week. I remember first day I was in the gym, we had like our big holiday after. And I told the guys, hey, when are you guys going to train again? Somebody told me, we train somewhere, but you have the street to run, go run. The guy told me like that. I said, okay, nice. So I went to the street, I was running every day. So we came back, I was training like crazy. The day that I was not in the gym, I was lifting, I was running. And 3 months later, I went to Brazilian Championship for the beginners. At that time, I got 3rd place.
As a what belt? As a
white belt.
A white belt.
3 months.
Wow.
And then this day I said, I'm going to be really good at this. I'm going to train hard. And then in my head, I said, I need to go somewhere because this city is small, train twice a week, 3 times. I need to train every day. And then I went to Belo Horizonte, big city. Yeah. I had to move. I had to let my family behind. I was crying all the way to Patos to Belo Horizonte, crying. But I told my brother, before my departure, I told him, listen, he told me like he was legal. You sure you want to go? I said, man, listen, I go. Before 26, I'm going to be black belt, and I'm going to go to UFC. He told me, are you sure? I said, yeah, you will see. And then I went to Belo Horizonte. I got this bus. I went inside this train station, the bus station, and my brother told me, Igor, are you sure you go? I said, man, I go. Just trust me.
Wow.
And I went there. I remember in Belo Horizonte, I was the guy who trains more in my gym. It was every day training. And that's how everything started.
Wow, what a story. And I'm going to ask one more question, then we're going to go for our first commercial break. Where do you put that, or how do you put that confidence? Would you say it was confidence to make that statement to your brother? Was it confidence? Was it faith? Was it what was it?
It's both together. Work as everything depends on you, and pray as everything depends on God. That's both together. I always know that if you work hard, things are going to happen for you. You just need to believe. Don't listen to negative people, and just go. The worst case situation, you tried. But I was sure about it. I was always sure about it that I could go to UFC, and it was very far. It's that time was harder to get in UFC than today, because today the kids, they go with 5-6 fights.
Okay.
My time it was hard, and then I told my brother, imagine you are a white belt, and you move into another city without money, without nothing. I had nothing, just with the will and the faith and the trust in yourself. It was pretty hard, but I've made it.
That's amazing. Well, we're going to dig into that in a second. We will be right back with my guest today, my special guest today, Igor Araújo, who is a professional fighter, fought in the biggest promotions in the world. We will be right back. Welcome back to this week's Health Tech Hour with me, Steve Roest, and my guest this week, Igor Araújo, who is a legend and champion of professional fighting, and my jiu-jitsu coach and the jiu-jitsu coach of my daughter, and head of the Igor Araújo network of gyms in Geneva and other places. So let's mix it up a little bit, and I want to try to make it a bit more general now. So one of the things that you talk about in your classes to the adults and to the children is around the mental strength from martial arts, and then particularly jiu-jitsu, obviously, because we train jiu-jitsu. But could you elaborate on why you think that's so important? And there's some things that you continuously say about how to live your life, and that you seem to believe comes from training in martial arts.
Yeah, you know, Steve, when you go train, like, it's hard, because jiu-jitsu is like, it's always, you have to fight somebody every day. You're fighting, okay? Sometimes not the toughest fight of your life, but you have to fight. So you have to come back from bad situations all the time. And I don't know why, but on the mat, normally when you have a good atmosphere in your gym, you have a gi, the positive talks, they are always, we are sharing good things. And I remember, I don't know, here, I do my best to teach you guys this kind of mental positiveness, or how to be tough, toughness, mental toughness. But for us, we had to build it. I remember like if you had nothing and then you're thinking about to be somebody one day, before you even train jiu-jitsu, it comes from life, you know. Life in Brazil is pretty hard. For me, it was pretty hard. You have to live day by day. You could not I'm going to do something next month, because I couldn't.
Right.
So, and then when I went to jiu-jitsu, it was really hard, but for me it was fun, and it was like all about to go far, really far. And I could never let my family, leave my family behind, going somewhere, being negative about it. So I was like, I remember when I was in Belarusian training, sometimes I had nothing. I had to choose before training, or or pay the bus to go, or eat like a half bottle of yogurt. Sometimes I do nothing.
What were you doing for money at the time?
Nothing.
You couldn't.
I had no money. Sometimes somebody, Igor, let's eat with me.
Oh wow.
And then I was there. Sometimes I did eat all day.
Wow.
And I remember first when I got there, I got a job in the bank. So I could work for, I don't know, a year, I think so, something like that. And then I quit this job because I didn't like it. The people, they were so rude and bad. So, and my goal was for me, the bank was just my sponsorship. You know, I didn't have it because people used to talk, yeah, you have a bright future here, but not for me. And I remember when I quit this job, I was training 3 times a day, but with an empty stomach. Sometimes I went to eat with my professor, with my friends. Igor, let's go eat with me, because they knew that I couldn't eat at home. So, but every day I was there. I was there every day. So I was a purple belt. I could teach somewhere.
Okay.
But my salary was just to pay the buses.
How long did it take you to go from a white belt to a purple belt?
I got my blue belt in 6 months.
Wow.
And then I got my purple 2 years later.
Okay.
Yeah, it was because I was trained like crazy. I remember when I first got in the gym, they used to beat me there bad, because I was not that good. And then I was training every time. Vacation, it was a rich neighborhood. The gym that I trained there, it was one of the best in Belo Horizonte.
Okay.
But I didn't have money. But I sold my computer to pay. So I sold my computer, and then I paid a year with this. And then what I did, I was like, they were in vacation because they had money. I didn't have, so I was training. Who is here? Yeah, I was training. And every vacation, when they came back, I was doing better things. Doing better. And then I started making good results, like purple belt, brown belt. And then I could see the things. But in my head, my goal was to go to UFC one day.
So just because we're a broad church, I should have done this maybe at the top of the show, but for anyone listening, how would you explain what jiu-jitsu is versus karate or any of these different sports? Like, how would you explain it to someone that's never heard of it before?
Jiu-jitsu is a lot about what your professor is teaching you. Mm-hmm. Like karate, you go there and you are going to have a book, you're not going to follow some instructions, and that's it. But it's also good. But jiu-jitsu is about which kind of too many competitions you have to go, and you compete and you learn with people. You see, I remember we went to Rio. Sometimes we were in Belo Horizonte. We had to drive 6 hours to go to Rio. 5 guys in one car, sharing like a little coxinha. You know what I mean? Sharing like for 6 hours. So this gym that I used to be in Brazil, that I used to train at the beginning, it was like everything was too hard. So that's why. But from there we got 3 guys in UFC.
Oh really? So
we have this guy Rafael dos Anjos. He was a champion.
Rafael dos Anjos. Okay.
Yeah, he came. We got the belts together, brown, purple. We get this Mateus Nicolau. He was in UFC too. Myself. We had so many good guys there, and we were all at the same mats training every day.
And how would you explain why is the UFC the biggest promotion? Because it's not just jiu-jitsu, right? Ultimately, it can be mixed martial arts is more than jiu-jitsu,
Dana White's
right?
the smartest guy in the world.
Dana White.
Dana, he's so smart. He's I like that guy, the way he talks, the way he make like a stone become a gold like this. I've been with him because I was in the Ultimate Fighter, the reality show in Las Vegas. I spent like 6 weeks with Dana White almost every day.
And did you so the Ultimate Fighter, for everyone listening, is a reality show where they pick people to compete against each other in a fighting reality show to get a UFC contract. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Like you get there, you go for the big selection, and then a year later they call you. You come here and you don't know what's going on. So I was in the time I went I was in Geneva already.
Right.
I went there to make a test, and then I decided to move Geneva to US. I went to the best MMA gym at the time,
which was
Jackson's. Wink MMA, George St. Pierre, Jon Jones, we had Rashad Evans at that time, had so many tough men fighters there, and I was there. Diego Brandão was there, but Diego was a lightweight, but I was the only heavyweight there at that time, and they used to kill me there every day, kill me there. I was like, before training, I was shaking, asking myself, what am I doing here? And then I went there. First week there, I met Jon Jones.
Wow.
I was training with him and became friends. So I helped him, trained a lot.
And just for everyone listening, Jon Jones is considered to be the greatest of all time. By some people.
All combat sports. That's my opinion. He's the best. He's one of the top 5 sportists of all time. He's a monster. And then I went there. I made the test to go. And then I was like already a year there in Albuquerque, 2 years. And then they called me. It was crazy because my phone was not working. Crazy. I don't know. That's why I tell you, God, He does things that it's hard to understand.
Okay.
Because my phone was not working because I was like Geneva to US and my phone was off.
Okay.
Off because I was not using my phone anymore. And then one day, I don't know why, I turned it on.
Just one day?
One day I turned it on when I saw a voice message. And then I turn it on and, hey, Igor, how are you? The UFC, we want you to come for the Ultimate Fighting test. I say, how? My phone is not working.
Wow.
How did I got this? And then me and my wife start shouting like crazy. crying.
Because that's the dream.
That was the dream, but I was not expecting.
Right.
Not at all. And then I'll say, okay, but you have to come tomorrow. That's why. So I pick up the phone one day before.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
It's crazy to believe and crazy to understand. But for me, it's understandable because I know that God made everything.
Right.
And then I went there. I called them. I say, hey, it's Igor Araújo. Do you call me? Yeah. You have to come tomorrow. Send me your name, where you are. We are going to pay everything for you. They paid. I went there. They made some tests. And then they say, go back, let's see what's...
Like sporting tests or like they did some fights?
Interviews.
Oh, interviews, okay.
What else? The weights, I don't know, many, the drug test and everything.
I imagine the drug test for you was quite easy given
nothing. I had a friend there at that time, he had to buy a bag of fake pee, because he was smoking all day. And he said, Igor, I need to fake something. I said, man, but they are going to see your penis. He said, yeah, I have a fake
penis as well.
Yeah, crazy. And the first time I saw this, I laughed crazy. But he didn't get picked.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, if it happened now, it means something.
Yeah.
Then I went there, I made the test. I was like completely in shock. And then they say, okay, get back home, we will see. Then I went to Albuquerque, Jon Jones. Igor, you went to the Ultimate Fighter? I say, man, I went there to make some tests. No, it's going to be good. You will see. Very positive, man.
Was he world champion at this point? Or was he...
He just got his belt.
He just got the belt.
Yeah, wow. And I was his coach when he got his belt.
Wow.
Yeah, because when I came there, that's why we became so good friends. Because when I got there, people used to kill, because Brazilians against Americans, at that time we had this like very high rivalry. And then Jon Jones was the only one who was nice with me. Hey, what's your name?
Oh, really?
My name is Jon Jones. I say, nice. And then we wrote some jiu-jitsu. I say, oh, you good? Can you help me for my next fight? I say, yeah. And then I knew, but I asked him, who you fighting? He said, I'm fighting Shogun for a belt. I say, oh man, crazy. And then I start doing with him the same thing that Shogun used to do.
Okay.
Some sweep from the Coyote Guard, there's some stuff. And I was always sweeping him. And he said, man, how can you do that? I was teaching him. And then I spent like 4 weeks training with him every day, just Jon Jones and myself. And sometimes sparring, sometimes this kind of thing. And then he got his belt. He told me, Igor, come here. You are going to be my corner. But I said, I don't want to be your corner. He said, why? I said, because you fight a Brazilian guy.
Oh, yeah, that's
and I don't want to fight against the Brazilians. Yeah. At that time, I had this, I still have it, but today they don't care. They go, and I say, no, I'm going to help you, but I don't want to be in your corner, man. But I was in the hotel with him, training with him every day during the fight, cutting weight, everything.
That's incredible.
And then he got the belt, and then I came back. I'll say, okay.
So and when, can you explain, because there are, I don't know, a tiny number of people that have ever fought in the UFC, right, listening, in the world. So I imagine almost no one listening has experienced what you experienced. Mm-hmm. Can you try and explain what it's like fighting on TV in some way, like to people?
Steve, I'll tell you something, man. I don't like TV.
Okay.
I don't like this kind of thing. I did because I loved it. I loved to be there. I felt like I was a samurai, a gladiator, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why in all my career, I've got 40 pro fights all over the world. I never say no for one fight.
Right.
Because for me, I had the obligation to go there. And we had zero social media at the time. Mm-hmm. It was just for the honor. Like, okay, I'm going to fight there. And for me, it was not like, I remember when I went there, I told myself, that's my dream. I remember when I went to the Ultimate Fighter, so I went there, I got depressed there inside because it was really hard to stay away from my family.
Yeah.
You had zero contact with the people out of the show.
I've seen some bits of it, it looks very intense.
If you see my picture after, you see that I was smashed.
Right.
But not, my brain, I got like bad, I was crying every day. I couldn't be well there. I don't know why.
Did you have children at this point?
I have one. I have two, Enzo and Davi. I had my wife, Mariana, and she had to take the plane, US to Geneva, by herself with the 2 kids.
That's a long
And I
flight.
felt so guilty.
Yeah.
I was like, why? I'm doing this. And I was in the show think about it. But it's going to be good for them. We are going to make money. I said, but life for me is not about only money, something like that. And I was feeling bad inside the house. I remember I won the first match because you have to win the first match to be in the house. So you had also the risk to go and lose and get kicked out.
Get kicked out.
So I was there, I won the first fight.
Yeah.
And then I was so happy, big house. We could eat everything you want. Dana White there, you see the men there. And then, okay, nice, but every day, like, first we had to keep the weight very low, so no carbs, no sugar.
Right.
The brain started like depressed.
Yeah.
And then I was like thinking about them, about my family. I was like, man, why? I'm already like, if I tell people.
Did you like lose your way a bit?
Yeah, I've got lost there because the thing is like, if I was in the Ultimate Fighter when I was 27, 28, I'm sure that I would be the champion there.
Okay.
But I was already 34, 33, and tired. My body was completely messed up, full of injuries. And then, you know, I have a good friend there. He was with me. He was the same situation. We were the same situation, family, and also a lot of fights. So we are tired of it. Go again and train again. And you had to train like killing people because you had to prove there every day. But I was doing really good at the first 2 weeks because I was beating everybody in the training. I won the first fight, but I had a concussion getting into the show. My first fight was tough. I got so many elbows on my head. There, I remember the first 3 days there, I was waking up to go to the bathroom at night and I was falling on the bed.
Do they check you for that stuff?
No, they don't. And I couldn't tell anybody because if I tell, they kick me out.
You kick you out.
So a friend of mine, he's still my friend, Michael Hill, he was on my side. He told me, Igor, you're not good, man. Should tell somebody. I said, man, I'm not telling you, don't tell anybody. But he saved me from the first fight because they were about to put me to fight like a day later, 2 days after getting to the house. Okay. But he told Roy Nelson, was one of the coaches, big Roy Nelson. And Roy Nelson told, if he's like that, I don't want him fight right now.
Right.
And I was bad, throwing up because I had a concussions. Like, if you have, you know how hard it is to deal with this. And then I was like, man, what can I do?
Do you feel like this is becoming a much bigger topic with combat sports and any head injury stuff. Do you think it's like, should they do more, or it's just part of the sport and you just got to deal?
It's part of the game,
right? Like,
if you don't wanna, that's a bad word, sorry, but if you don't wanna shit, you don't eat.
Right.
That's the thing. If you there inside, it's part of the game. But right now, UFC is paying a lot of money for fighters who had mental issues, and I'm getting some money too.
Oh, they have like a fund?
Yeah, no. They have a fight foundation that they fought Kung Lee something. Yeah. Action against UFC. They are going to pay $357 million.
Wow.
Sharing for some fight. I'm inside. That's good. I'm happy.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I'm getting some. But the thing is like, it's part of the game. If you don't want to get hit in your face, don't go fight anymore.
Yeah, have you seen rugby? You know the game rugby?
Yeah.
So like there's lots of stuff they've done in rugby to make it safer, but at the end of the day,
it's contact.
It's contact.
Yeah, in the rugby, at least you cannot get hit in the head. You get it, but football, NFL, you can, and you have this, and it doesn't work.
It's crazy
because your head shakes anyway. Yeah. So it's part of the game.
And because obviously there are some people who come out of the combat game in bad shape mentally, and there are some people that don't.
No, like myself, I'm talking about I saw like last week a fighter. He was in the podcast talking. Yeah, you can see his brain's not there anymore. He doesn't speak well anymore in Portuguese.
Okay,
it was pretty bad, and that's for sure some hits that he got in his brain. Yeah, in the head. Thanks God, I'm okay. You know, I went to last year. They have a huge conference here in Geneva about mental trauma.
Oh, yeah.
I was invited. I went there and I was speaking with the doctor. He told me, like, you look good for somebody who got like 40 professional fights. and you speak well, you say, okay, nice. But I'm getting checked this week. Last week I did something because I don't feel my hand sometimes. I don't feel the left hand. Sometimes I wake up, I don't feel my right hand. I don't feel the left hand. Sometimes my head, like I feel like choking something. It's pretty crazy. My memory is bad.
Okay.
And but it is what it is.
I mean, at least you don't have a history of alcohol and drugs, right?
Exactly.
Right. Which makes it a lot worse.
Exactly. I have so many friends. They are drug addicted. UFC fighters, heroin, cocaine, because they can't get away from this fight life.
No, and also, as I understand it, we'll go for a break in a second. As I understand it, like it becomes a vicious circle, which is that you've got mental health issues, which you then medicate with alcohol, which then makes it worse and makes it worse and makes it worse.
Painkillers,
exactly.
Heroin, opium, and it's everything linked.
Yeah.
So, thanks God I don't have nothing of that.
Right, we're going to go for a final commercial break with my guest on this week's show, Igor Araújo, professional fighter, and then we will be right back. Welcome back to the final part of this week's show with my guest today, Igor Araújo, who is a legend and champion of the combat sport and martial arts. So Igor, I want to just touch on a couple of things. One of the things that blew me away when I started to train with you was when I brought my daughter to the first class, and it was you that was taking the kids training. This legend of the sport, this champion, was taking the children's training. That's really important to you. And why is that so important to you?
Steve, I will tell you something. We spoke about my dream and everything. So I did everything nice. I was always nice with people. And then one day, I remember I was 2-0 UFC. 2 fights, 2 wins. I was really good there. UFC was they were calling me, when you want to fight, your money's going to be better. And then my wife got cancer, Mariana. She had like cancer. So at this time, when I went to UFC,
you won 2 fights. You're in the dream.
I went to the Ultimate Fighter. I was not okay there, so I lost in semifinals, but I was locked in the house. After that, I want to beat somebody that was in the house with me. So I fought a show in California. Okay. They could sign both of us to fight. So I smashed him in California. And for me, that was it. I say, okay, I'm not fighting anymore.
Okay.
I'm good with that. And it was not UFC yet. And then one day UFC called me. Igor, we need you. My manager, Alex Davis, at that time, he called me, Igor, we have a fight for you in UFC in 3 weeks. And then I said, no. Okay, so we are going to fight, to have a 4 fights contract, and that's it. So I went boom, straight, but the day that I was cutting my weight, my wife had a huge surgery to remove a tumor that she had.
Wow.
So
and this was all happened, like and she was in Geneva and you were in America?
No, she was in Geneva, and then she got pregnant for the 3rd baby. She was pregnant, Igor Jr., she was pregnant, and then the hormones and everything, she got a big ball in the neck, and then she went to check, it was a thyroid cancer.
Thyroid, yeah.
Yeah, and went everywhere, brain, bone, was stage 4. Wow. And then I was like, man, I don't want to fight anymore, because I lost the will. The fire was not on me anymore. I had my kids, and the Ultimate Fighter killed me. Because I was like, man, why am I doing this still? I was messed up, my body, and my wife got sick. So I told myself, I don't care about it anymore. I'm going to go, that's my dream, so I'm going to fight. She had the surgery, she didn't tell me.
What?
I was cutting my weight, because she didn't want to mess my head before the fight.
Wow.
And then
that's love.
She's amazing. Marianne is amazing. That's
incredible.
That's love. She's like the best thing that I got in my life that God sent to me is this woman. And then I was in the camera like before the fight in Brazil, in São Paulo, and I was afraid, because MMA you are always afraid.
Are you actually afraid?
Yeah. You are afraid.
Even the best, they're afraid.
Mike Tyson, if you listen to this podcast, he's saying that before the fight, he cried. He used to cry. He used to. Everybody got the same way. I was afraid, like, man, what am I doing this? And then she got in the camera with the big cut here. So what's happened? I got the surgery. They removed the tumor. I said, no. Why you didn't tell me no? Because you have your fight. And then I went there, I beat the guy. I won. I was not expecting to beat him.
Okay.
I was thinking I'm going to lose because the guy was really tough.
Okay.
And I beat this guy. So for me, it was all over. I say, I'm not fighting anymore. I got UFC.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of my wife.
I did the dream.
My dream. I remember this. I got Alistair Overeem, big guy.
Scary,
I used to
scary guy.
Yeah, scary guy. I used to live with him when I moved to Brazil to here. I lived in his house. He's a good friend, and we were training together in New Mexico, US. And I told him, man, I'm going to fight this one, and then it's over for me. I don't want to fight anymore. That's my dream and everything. I don't want to keep going. I know that I cannot be the UFC champ. I'm completely messed up, tired.
Right.
And he told me, yeah, Igor, nice, but think about the money too. And then I was, okay, I fight, and then I'm going to finish my contract to get some extra money because I could make money. And then I fought when she had this. I had one more fight. I fought UK in London, O2 Arena, very nice
place.
Shooto, nice. I still remember this. Sometimes I cry when I remember. And the day, 1 year before this fight, I was watching UFC. I was not in UFC, but I was watching in London. And then I cried. I said, I will never get there. And then I got there. I fought. Amazing. When my wife was there, and then I say, I'm not fighting anymore. I'm just finish my contract to get the money that I have, and then for me it's all over. And then I was like, man, why? Why I'd lose it? To teach the kids. That's I know the goal. Everything that I passed through was just to make me strong enough to teach the kids how to be strong. That's why I teach Rhea. I teach all those kids that I have in the gym, because I want them to not to pass for the same thing that I passed, because I passed so many tough things and I'm still here, but I want to teach them how to be good, how to be tough. And now I know why. Sometimes I was asking myself why I got in UFC when I was so tired, and why my wife got got sick at the same time. And I was asking God, why you did everything? You knew that was my dream. Why? But exactly to teach the kids, to make them strong, to make them better, especially in the world that we live now.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing watching you with them. I mean, it really is truly an inspiring to just to see you with them, this legend, this tower of the sport with the kids, and they love you. They absolutely love you. So we're coming to the end of the show in a minute, but there's just a couple of things that I want to touch on. If someone is listening and they're trying to get themselves physically fit and they're trying to get their mental health in the right space, like, would you recommend jiu-jitsu, or would you what do you think it's for everybody? Everyone can have a go, or do you need a special kind of mentality to do it?
I think jiu-jitsu is for everybody. You have to go for it. Especially if you are a kid, you have to, first of all, check the professor, if he's a good person. Because the sport, the techniques, you can get in YouTube.
Right.
But to have somebody with a good knowledge to teach the kids, for me, I have 3 sons. I tell them, I don't know how far you are going to go in the school, but you 3 are going to be black belt. I don't care about school. Of course, they are going to do the school, but for me, the main thing is to have this black belt. Right. Why? Because they are going to be world champion? No, because I want them to have the same knowledge that I have about it. So if you want to get fit, if you want to get tough in your mind, if you want to get ready for everything, if you want to not be afraid of some little things, because today people transform, like they make problems become huge problems instead of look for the solution, you know what I mean?
Get the perspective, right?
Exactly. So, and jiu-jitsu is not about it. People go and pass your guard, and then you have to get it back.
Yeah.
You cannot cry there and say, what can I do? No, you just get it back.
Yeah.
And then if you cannot today, you go tomorrow. You know what it is,
I do.
You can tell them better how jiu-jitsu helped you.
I mean, for me, I've always liked challenges and doing different things, and I've always been sporty. The thing that I love about it is I call it enforced humility. Like you have to come in and you have to be humble and submit to the process, and there might be some you have some good days, you have some bad days, but you can't. The only way to do it is to just appreciate the process and just learn. And I love the difficulty of it and the fact that it's all about overcoming difficult situations and trying to figure a pathway through, as well as maintaining that humility. I think it's a really, in this day and age, it's really good medicine to receive humility in as much as possible, and that's one of the reasons why I love. I
remember one of our first classes. You call me dude. I say, man, I'm not your dude. I'm your professor.
It's true.
And since then, I went back home. I say, I'm pretty sure, Mariana, Steve will never train again. And that's how you came back and back.
Yeah.
So you have learned humility. Absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. Like Jiu-Jitsu put you are going to share the mat with the same people, with the same respect. We have no flags, we have no political inside. We just go there to train, respecting the mat, respecting the gi, and getting tough time, but not crying because of it. Just looking for the way to get better, and that's why I think Jiu-Jitsu should be something that you have to do for kids.
Well, on that note, there's no better way to stop the show. So thank you so much for coming on, Igor.
Thanks to you, Steve. Big pleasure.
And if people want to find out more about you or more about the gym, like where do they go? Where do they find you?
You just go. My Instagram is at Igor Araújo JJ, and you can go www.igoraraujo.com.
And we'll put all of that in the press about the show. But anyway, thank you so much.
Thanks
Coach.
to you.
Thank you.
Thanks to you.